What's going on, everyone? It's time for another film review. Today we're going to be talking about an indie horror comedy, I guess you could call it. Today we're going to be talking about the film Johnny Gruesome. So I got this in a horror pack about a year ago or so, and I finally got around to checking it out. So it was originally released by Uncorked Entertainment sometime in 2017. And it was written by Gregory, produced, and directed by Gregory Lambertson, who's also done other indie films like Killer Rack, Slime City, then the sequel Slime City Massacre, and Windows Point. Anyways, so Johnny Gruesome is a story of this metalhead who has a girlfriend, and he gets picked on, obviously, and things like that. And things don't go well between him and like one of the jock guys, and they accidentally kill him. And so, because the jock guy was fooling around with his girlfriend and things like that, and then basically he comes back for revenge as a zombie with like certain powers and stuff. And he comes back, causes a lot of hardship and craziness with his friends and stuff. Since he's back, he kills them all in revenge and retaliation. It was an amusing little movie. It's a little bit stereotypical nowadays, but it's always cool. Like, I'm a metalhead, so obviously I loved like the costume wardrobe and stuff. Like the guys are wearing like Man of War shirts and the Pig Destroyer and things like that. Loved all that. The music was a little cheesy in it, though. It wasn't, obviously they wanted to have a more broader audience for it, so they didn't put like the crazy heavy stuff in it. They played more like mainstream rock almost than metal, but overall it was a cheesy little zombie like horror comedy. There wasn't really like much diversity compared to some of the other ones. I find this a zombie comedy is like, it's very hard to push the boundaries and do your own thing and stuff, because once it's done once, like, it takes a lot, and you have to have a lot of good a good story and an interesting plot twist to push it, which is hard to do in this like micro genre of horror. So, but with what they did, they try to give him like the Johnny character more sympathy and stuff as he goes about doing his killing things. The zombie makeup's a little cheesy looking too. It's a little cheapish looking, and they had some really cheesy CG in it. When they try to show his sympathy and stuff for it, and then the way they resolve the issue of him being alive and getting him to go away peacefully, it was a little bit odd. There's not much to this story, and it's pretty basic and really vague in some spots. But the kills and stuff some of them were a little cheesy and stupid, but some of them were pretty funny and amusing, especially when they get his revenge and stuff. It has one of the silliest cheesy jump scares at the end and stuff. I wouldn't stop laughing through it. But overall, I thought this film was pretty dull and boring. Not much to it, and they didn't really do much to beef up the story or do any of that. So I thought it was pretty like a play it safe, tame zombie comedy where they could have done much more with it. And at least the acting was good, and the cinematography stuff was pretty good too. Just like the CG effects and stuff weren't the greatest. The practical effects are okay. They did have some like stop motion like style effects in it, which are pretty cool. But yeah, well, with like a really slow, boring story, there wasn't much to it, and it just dragged. So, with all that being said, I guess I'm gonna give Johnny Gruesome a 2 out of 5 because it was just, everything's been done before, so there wasn't anything new. With the stuff they try to do differently and stuff, it kind of just bogged down the story and the film itself to the point where it's just a chore to get through. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend it unless like you have like a diehard zombie film lover, they might like some of this stuff. But yeah, but if this sounds like something you're interested in, there's a trail link down below, like always. Also, link down below is my Instagram. That's where I was post clips of films from review in the future. All my stories, you have the film title and hashtag, and sometimes I'm filming a hashtag, so you're aware of it. Also, my Letterbox is down below as well. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the films. So follow me on one of those two platforms. Stay in the loop with this channel. Like this video, share it so more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film if you have them down below. And yeah, so yeah, make sure you also subscribe, because hopefully we find something weird, obscure, and odd like this that you probably never thought of checking out together. Or so you hear my opinions on popular films, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. Also, though, when you're in the comments there, if you have any opinions on the film, comment those. And also, if you have any films, whether it's horror, any genre, or film franchise that want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. So, yeah. But that's it for this one. A little cheesy zombie comedy that ended up being a slow chore to get through. But hopefully the next review I do is not going to be like that, because I'm going to be looking at some full moon films. We're going back to some full moon. Full moon's always usually entertaining, at least, whether it's good or bad. So hopefully that's not going to be a problem, because we're going to one of the early 90s films called Shrunken Heads. That's going to be the next film I review. So make sure you ring that bell so you don't miss that one. And yeah, but that's it for this one. So hopefully the next one's a little more entertaining, but watch out for all your zombie friends that you killed out there coming back and haunting you. And I guess I'll see you all in the next one. So until then, cheers.